Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Kim the Site doing another segment of My Mondays. And first of all, before I start my segment of My Mondays, of course, as y'all know, today is Martin Luther King Day. So happy birthday. I believe it's his 94th birthday to Martin Luther King. So happy birthday to Martin Luther King. That's what I got on, of course, my shirt and my black college's hat, just to show love and respect to Martin Luther King. But with all that being said, y'all, on today's segment of My Mondays, what I just want to talk about is, so few people have been talking to me about this, because they be like, man, you got a podcast, you got a YouTube channel. That's dope, man. Like, how do I start one? And so I'm just gonna give some tips / suggestions on how to start up a podcast, or on ways of starting up a podcast / YouTube channel. So first tip is finding out topics that you actually like. Like, I know, like with me, that you actually like and that you're passionate about. Like, I know with me, one, I'm passionate about mental health because I go see a therapist at least once every 3 weeks, and I do a lot of mental health things such as meditation and stuff like that. So I'm comfortable talking about mental health, and I'm also very in tune to like understanding about my anxiety and just reading books about it and stuff. And also, of course, like I said, I coach. So I coach youth football. So it's easy for me to talk about youth football in a sense, or football in general, because I just watch so much football that when the Super Bowl and stuff comes up, it's easy for me to give my analysis on it. And it is also something I'm very passionate about. And the last thing that I talk about sometimes is current events. And when I talk about current events, I'm talking about things that I can relate to, such as like my last video when I had talked about the 6-year-old shooting the teacher. Of course, like, I had coached youths, and I know about younger kids. And I also, one of my good friends who has his own gun store, I did a podcast video on one of my first few videos on my YouTube channels was with him. And he has his own gun store, like I said. So it's easier for me to relate to those things. Another tip and / suggestion is just knowing your audience. Like, I know I had talked to my boy Stu. It was just like, yeah, what's some ways how you could appeal to your audience? Is just like trying to figure out which videos that are more appealing. Like, I know like my most appealing video was on the book I read about Rick Ross, and that one has by far my highest views. And just seeing like people reaction towards that. And 3 is just just having the right equipment, and and just having the right schedule. Like, typically throughout the football season, I would not shoot on Mondays. I would shoot on Sundays, just because I know my time schedule is just a little bit more difficult for me to shoot on Mondays, because I got a lot more stuff going on. And also, as y'all can see, I had to end up buying me a mic. I actually got 2 mics, and just those things. And then me like looking up like ways how to put my video on YouTube and stuff like that. And then when I had initially started off doing this, I was doing Podbean, and I had to use my laptop, because when I first started doing My Mondays, I was just outright shooting it at home, and I would just post it on the camera, and then just learning new ways how to do that. It was just how to just basically, how to shoot my videos and then make it better, and understanding the technologies that I needed. And then like I even started to learn how to use editing a little bit, and I still need to work on that actually myself. So that's something I'm gonna definitely try to work on in the future. And another thing, another suggestion for your YouTube channel / podcast is just being yourself. And that's probably my last suggestion for it. It's like, no matter what, how many people like your videos or not, just keep on doing it. The model of consistency is what most people get out of like to make their videos big, because you're never gonna blow up off your first video. And like, that's something like I'm learning myself, is just like staying consistent, but also being myself in my videos, because I notice like the videos that I'm being most genuinely me, and I'm not looking for those views, is the ones that I have the best views, that I have the most knowledge about, and I seem the most passionate about. So with those, those 4 few tips. That's ways that you could just start up your podcast. Like I said, just find something you're passionate about. Check up your resources, see what the people like, and lastly, just be yourself. If anything, be yourself. Have that energy. Give good words. Give good knowledge. And even if you're just a funny person, if that's what you're good at, then do it. That's all I gotta say, y'all, in this segment of My Mondays. Hey, just start up your podcast, y'all. This is something that y'all want to start off new for the year 2023. And with that being said, y'all, this is Kimlin Sykes doing another segment of My Mondays.